Oh, good to see you, Susie May. And Robert's in the room. Good to see you, Robert. Welcome to Fulton Street. Welcome to the Fulton Street Transit Center. Good to see you, Lori. I don't have a tour, so I get to give you guys a tour on this drizzly morning. I'm getting paid for it as the children run from school. As the children run away from school. Good to see everybody. Let's take a walk over. Look at me running up the. Look at that. That's a fun way to start the broadcast. Children running free. Oh, because you are a moderator, Robert. So in case anyone acts a fool, you could block them for me. Thanks for tuning on in. But yes, all the cool people. All the cool people are moderators. Let's first show you guys the big rat. Let me show you the big rat. Yeah, totally skipping school. Let's show you the big rat. There's a gigantic rat right outside the door here. So let's first show you guys this. Good morning, Irma. Let's look at the big gigantic rat. Oh. I haven't had Chipotle and I haven't had Chick-fil-A in about I don't know how many years, but it did not deter me from eating at the Chick-fil-A. Yes, how many giant rats does the union have? I don't know. Is the union representative out here? How many giant rats do you have? People want to know.
We have about
18. Thank you so much. Have a good day. There you go, Jim. They got 18. 18 across the city. He does need a pizza. Did you see the pizza squirrel? Good to see you, Jim, by the way. Good morning. I try to rock. There you go. That's great trivia. How many inflatable rats are there around the city? I'm never gonna forget that. You saw the one. I know. I saw 3 on Fulton Street right here last summer. There was a construction site, the Dutch building, my building. Evidently, they were trying to union bust in there too. But let's take a walk over to my office, which is the Brooklyn Bridge. It is still drizzling out here right now, so it's not exactly the best weather for a bicycle tour. Thank God nobody showed up. But I still get paid, which is great. I still get paid. So I had Chick-fil-A, pretty good. Pretty good. I liked it. I make a good chicken sandwich. Good to see you, Billy D. Had the sandwich. It was pretty good. Good to see you, Joey. And I had the Chick-fil-A sauce for the first time. And I have to say the Chick-fil-A sauce tastes exactly the same to KFC finger-licking sauce. As long as next weekend, exactly, yes. I think next weekend is good. Drizzling in North Carolina. What's going on next weekend, Jim? What's going on next weekend? So I'll show you the new construction going. Oh, it is Memorial Day next weekend. Holy crap! Already, it's Memorial Day. Well, hopefully, it's a good weekend. I wouldn't mind the drizzle and overcast on Mermaid Parade week. I wouldn't mind that. That was a lot of fun last year. But I have no morning tour, so I'm getting paid right now. So I said, let me have an early lunch and then give you guys a bit of a tour. So we'll walk over to the Brooklyn Bridge and hang out for a little bit. Here at lunchtime. It is lunchtime in Lower Manhattan. But I have to say, I don't necessarily agree with Chick-fil-A's politics, but god damn, they make a good sandwich. That was a very tasty sandwich. But now I want to do a side-by-side comparison between finger-licking sauce and Chick-fil-A sauce, because they're exactly the same thing, in my palate anyway. That's City Hall Park, right here. Here's City Hall Park. And off in the distance is City Hall, the oldest continuously operating city hall in the United States. The building was completed in 1811. Big meeting up there in the steps. Good to see you, Jim. Big congregation of people up on the steps. Wepa, good to see you. Alvalzo, good to see you. Wepa. It's a rainy day here in New York. It's warm out here. It got warm out here all of a sudden. Wasn't this warm. Might have to leave my jacket at the office when I do the tour. It's so warm out here. Let's see what's going on in the steps here at City Hall. Oh, thank you so much, Jim. Yeah, that's right. I do the good stuff on YouTube. I wish I had the gimbal with me, so I would have had you guys on the gimbal. But it is what it is. All right, let's see what's cooking here on the steps. The steps of City Hall. Big congregation of tourists just watching. Seeing what's going on. And even the squirrels are famous here in City Hall. They're all... Okay, let's see. I think it's for kids. It does look great. I think it's for the children. Yes, this is. This is for children. I can't make out exactly what their signs say. But it's something for daycare. Kids need daycare, one of the signs say. So I guess this is for free daycare for children here in the city. That's cool. Can somebody please think of the children? That's right. That's cool. Yeah, children do need daycare. Children do need free daycare. They really love. These are like the stars of the show. The squirrels. When tourists line up to take pictures with squirrels, you know they're special. You know they're special. Let's go on to the Brooklyn Bridge. Let me show you my office. Always your rest stop after the bridge. Okay, awesome, yeah. It's great to hang out over here in City Hall Park. Nice and relaxing out here. It's come a long way. I remember when this park used to be really crappy. I remember back in the 90s, it wasn't as nice as it is today. It was nowhere near as nice as today. That, and especially Battery Park, actually. Battery Park back in the 90s was in terrible shape. Exactly, Alistair Bruce. Good to see you. Can't wait to get your haircut. Awesome, go get a haircut. Yeah, don't you love the fountain? Me too. Oh, look at that. Thank you so much. Oh, you donated to the Streamlabs. Okay, yeah, I'm about to say don't use the Streamlabs, but thank you so much for your $1.99 donation. Bill Murray should come up on the screen, but I think that's only set up for the super chat. Now I gotta set that thing up. And I think it's Dutch Maz 1. You may have given somebody else money. Or actually, no, that is to me. I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure out how to. Good to see you. Good morning from Massachusetts, almost Rhode Island. Good to see you. I saw you walking the trail. There's Bill Murray. You got Bill Murray? Awesome. That's what I want. Yeah, I don't know if I can't really see it on my end. The Bill Murray GIF. The Bill Murray animation. As the sun tries to come out here in Lower Manhattan. Oh, that was super chat. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, we're going to be hanging out with Boozy on Saturday. We're going to have a flight of beers. And we're going to go to the pinball party. So, just been a breakfast beer. That is so messed up. I could totally go for a breakfast beer right now. Dr. Viekman himself, that's right. Lorenzo watching out there in San Antonio, Texas. Good to see you. All right. My office. My office. Here is my office. My 134-year-old office. The mighty Brooklyn Bridge. 134-year-old Brooklyn Bridge. Turning 135 on the 24th of May. A lot of people on the bridge. Look at this. A lot more people than yesterday on the bridge right now. Oh, this guy's great. This guy is great. This guy is great. He always keeps the pathway clear. He always keeps the pathway clear. That's right. You tell him where to walk. They got this sign. I know. They got this sign on the ground here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's right, Susie, man. Good to see you. I'm going to do another tour at 1:30.
You're not hiring or no?
Check the website. Because we're always looking for people.
Huh?
We're always looking for people. So
Do what,
tours, or you could just rent bikes. We always need people, so check them out. All right. You're a bunch of alcoholics up there in New England? No, you're not. A breakfast beer is perfectly fine as the sun tries to come out. It's really warm out here now. It is really warm out here. Yeah, that guy's great. He always likes to yell to tourists, tell them to get out of bike lane. I freaking love it. And it's still raining. It is still raining. It's just getting humid like it did the other day. It's like soupy sales out here. Give me $2. Give me dollars, kids. Oh, mommy and daddy's wallet. Take out the green paper and mail it to me. No word about the new walkway yet. I have a feeling they are gonna go on with it. I have a feeling. And actually, when we get to the spot where I can explain it, I will explain it right at the beginning of the superstructure. I'll begin to explain it. Good to see you. Good to see you, Cheryl. Hugs all around, Cheryl. But yeah, they're going to plan on widening the footpath up here because, as you see, it is incredibly crowded up here. 91,000 people cross the bridge every day, and on some days, definitely a lot more people cross the bridge. And it doesn't help that you have people, they just stand right in the bike lane. And I've seen some really close calls. It's always this busy. It used to never be this busy back in the 90s. Rain or shine. Well, yesterday it was raining a bit when I did my tour yesterday, and there was very few people here on the bridge. So today there's a lot more people on the bridge. We do the tours. If there's gonna be drizzle, we still do the tours like it is right now. Oh, you're on lunch break. Awesome. Good to see you, Star. Yeah, I got no morning tour, so I am here now giving you guys a tour. And I just had Chick-fil-A downtown, and it was pretty good. Good to see you, Amy. I don't know. We're not going to get thunderstorms on Saturday. It's just going to rain. And actually, I don't think it's going to rain a lot. I think it's going to be like this, what it is right now. Oh, really? You were on there for the 5-minute monsoon. It must have been crazy up here. To be up here on the bridge and that madness. I've been up here on the bridge once in a thunderstorm. Many moons ago, back in the 90s. Wasn't fun, I have to say. Wasn't fun. It wasn't big. Yeah, no, it passed through quick. Once the rain passes through, it's pretty all right. A lot of people on the bridge. It is warm out here. I'm gonna have to totally ditch this jacket when I do my second tour today. When I do my tour today. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, always nice and empty in the morning. Good to see you free to laugh now. Welcome. Welcome to the Brooklyn Bridge. So they're planning on widening the pathway here in the bridge, and they had to take in two parameters. One, it is a landmark structure, so if they had to make any major alterations, which this pathway will be a major alteration, they have to make sure it's cleared with the Landmarks Preservation Board. Yeah, I'm walking from Manhattan right now, but I'm only going to walk up to one tower. That's right, God's giving it a shower, that's right. It's humid as goodness up here. It's very humid up here. But as we come to the superstructure here, we're on the 1989 part of the bridge right here. There used to be stairs right here, back before 1989. And then after 1989, Mayor Edward I. Koch put in this ramp right here. And I see it's straight up concrete going all the way up to the superstructure. And right about here were the steps. Made it ADA accessible and whatnot. But what they want to do is they want to triple the size of the footpath here and of the bike lane. And I will show you how it's going to look. So basically at this point here, it's pretty much the same. But now as we come here to the superstructure of the bridge, yes, I have done a secret stairway yet. I could do that on the way back if you'd like. No, the disaster where everyone was crushed when the bridge first opened was on the Brooklyn side. Ooh, one of my favorite artists. Yay! The construction in Dumbo actually it's finished now. They're putting in security bollards, and they are now in. But we are now on the superstructure. So from this point on here, where the bridge begins, the pathway will then be above. So think about where the fence is right here. This is where the footpath is going to be. And then the new path will then come out over this lane here and rest on these beams right here. So think about one lane of this is the pathway, and then the regular pathway is here, but it's up on this level here, and then continue that onto the other side. And that's how wide it's going to be. Good to see you, Nebul. Good to see you, Chris. So you got to basically triple the amount of space that is here. And that's going to be good. Yes, it is going to be wood. That's what they want it to be. They want it to be a similar like this, like what this is here, but just wider. The pathway, no, they never expanded the pathway. The pathway had stairs, though. There used to be stairs right here. There were stairs here, and then there were stairs closer to the towers. And the widened path is really only on the approaches. So especially on the Brooklyn side, they have widened it. And what's going on? They got to widen the pathway up here in the bridge. We're talking about widening the pathway of the bridge. But like I said, it's going to come out to about a lane out here. And then that'd be pretty awesome, because especially for somebody like me who always works on the bridge. Oh yeah, there was construction back in 2016. Yeah, there was always they were doing they were getting it ready for the bollards. Good to see you, my dog Indy. Yes, it's just to make room for everyone, and make pedestrians safer, make cyclists safer, make sure that the cops could come up here with their little scooter thingies. Because this pathway right here is only about 16 feet wide, and then and there's narrower sections that make it about 10 feet wide. So, and let's go up to the really narrow section. But this is my office. Yeah, always people, you know, people who don't pay attention. You know, like right now I'm a little nervous because I'm walking right there on the line. But when you're on a pathway like this, you always have to pay attention because you never know what's going to come around. And now I'm going to tell you my biggest gripe here with the current configuration of the bridge, which is the security fences for the, like my office, the security fences for the cables make the pathway right up ahead really narrow, just about 10 feet wide. Oh yeah. People ring the bell, they yell, whatever. People still don't move. My favorite tourists are the people who stare right in my face and don't move. It's like playing chicken with them. And then they get upset when you almost hit them. This is the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, this is Cartman. This is a Ron Waxman fan. Good to see you, Cartman. Now see right here, this is where the pathway gets really narrow. So as you see, they should have signs right here saying, you know, you shouldn't stop here. You shouldn't stop right here because it's so narrow. And for some reason, people always love to take pictures right here. I get it, it's with the cables, but now I'm going to tell you why we have the security fence. Well, it's because some lovely tourists decided they wanted to climb the cables. We had supposed artists climb the cables. Oh, I appreciate that, Chris. We had some artists climb the cables. And we also had a tourist from Moscow climb the cables. The tourist from Moscow is still locked up in Lower Manhattan right now. But even like the design of the fences here had to be in accordance with landmarks preservation. Yeah, exactly. You gotta know how to walk over the bridge. Oh, absolutely, Chris. There you go. But remember that if you stand on the structure here, once you put a foot down on the superstructure here, you're committing a felony. Yeah, it's always not a good deal to climb the cables. It's always not a good deal. But basically, people still climb. Unfortunately, people climb on these fences right here. And I don't want to see any right now because I'm gonna get upset. But it's kind of amazing. Most of the superstructure is original. Most of the suspender cables are original. See, that's the picture that everyone wants. Like they're all alone in the middle of the pathway. If you want to get that picture, come here really early in the morning, and it looks fantastic. That's why police are here, so nobody climbs the bridge. And there are also a lot of undercover police because people like to climb out on these access ways right here. And for some reason, people walk all the way out there. And I always tell people don't do that. And when people do that, the last guy to tell me not to do that, he told me to go F off. And what ended up happening was that the undercover cop tapped me on the shoulder and goes, well, you warned him. And he got a $1,500 ticket. Good to see you, Abby. I gotta say, Abby, you posted that throwback picture of you. You're quite the looker back in the day, I gotta say. Yes, it's a felony. It's a $1,500 ticket, punishable to up to 5 years in prison. I gotta say, Abby, it was another time, another world. I wouldn't mind taking you out for an ice cream soda. Look at this. So as you see, people stop right here before the cables, and you have your bottleneck of people. As I look behind me, make sure I'm not going to run into a bike here. So somebody's sitting on yeah, that's fine. Sitting on the metal part is fine, but when you stand on it, oh no, but you still look good, Abby. You still look good. Right, Nibble? I was like, damn. So as you see, even though you have the sign telling people to keep left and keep right, people still go right into you're more than welcome, Abby. I got to give credit where credit is due. Let's get off the bridge. It's actually getting really crowded up here. Getting quite crowded up here right now. See, these are the people I got to really watch out for when I'm riding the bike. And especially when it's raining like this, you get people with these ridiculously oversized umbrellas come on out. And you know what? They got to make larger signs. What happens is people put stickers over the signs, and people can't read the signs. And people jump off all the time. The bridge is not high enough to die. So most people who jump off the bridge survive. Of course bikes are allowed. This is my office. I take bicycle tours over this bridge twice a day, 4 days a week. So this side's for bicycles, and this side's for pedestrians. And you just got to be patient when you're riding up this bridge here, because of all the people. Yes. Yeah, most people survive. The last person to jump off the bridge was in the middle of the winter. She was an exchange student, and she did not want to go back to her home country, so she jumped off the bridge in the middle of the afternoon. It was February. Luckily, there's always some police officers down below, beneath the bridge. So let me get around these. Get around this guy's smoking here. So when she jumped off the bridge, she actually was taken out from the water about a minute or two after she hit the water. She survived with just a broken ankle. It should be across? Okay. Across the bridge, yes. I ride across the bridge. But let me keep a little momentum here while walking. The last person to die jumping off the bridge was a gentleman in his 40s. It's about a year ago now, a little over a year ago. And he jumped off the bridge and he landed on top of a home heating oil barge. So needless to say, he got what he wanted. Over the bridge you get wet, okay. That British terminal is a fun fact. It took 13 long years to build the bridge between 1869 and 1883. Years during which Thomas Edison invents the light bulb and the phonograph, Alexander Graham Bell invents the telephone, the buffalo were exterminated from the Great Plains, the catcher's mitt and curved ball were introduced to the game of baseball. In Washington, President Chester A. Arthur installs plumbing in the White House. And in Europe, Picasso and Einstein are born. Just some of the things that were happening in the world while we were building the Brooklyn Bridge. So this is the city municipal building right here. And perched on top, a 24-karat gold statue, a copper statue clad in 24-karat gold leaf. The statue of civic virtue. She is holding up a crown. The crown has 5 points in it, and the 5 points for each borough of New York City. One Police Plaza is right over there. This is the courts building, the courts tower right over there. I believe bankruptcy court's in that building, and then the immigration office is right behind the city municipal building. As we turn over this way, we got #1 World Trade Center right there. The tall building right here, the tall silver building, that's New York by Frank Gehry. What else? What other buildings do I know? That guy right here, that's the Woolworth building. Tallest building in the world, 1913. Where's the Pan Am building? Way up in Midtown, above 42nd Street, above Grand Central Station. And I am downtown, so I am nowhere near that building. And even if we were in the middle of the bridge, we wouldn't really be able to see it, because it kind of blends in with all the other buildings. Manhattan is a big place. I would like to say that. Manhattan is a big place. I'm about 4.5 miles from still a dated reference, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, you could drive through it. Yeah, I mean, you could drive through the viaduct, and you could even ride a bike over it. I rode a bike over the viaduct many a times. And actually, two days ago, was it yesterday? Yesterday was the anniversary of the helicopter crash on top of the Pan Am building. People standing behind me wanting a free tour. People walking right behind me wanting the free tour here. So I gotta run. This is the hard part about doing a walking tour in the Brooklyn Bridge, is you always get people who want to listen in. So what I do when I do my walking tour of the Brooklyn Bridge is I tell you all the facts before we start walking the bridge. Now you see these guys over there, they're in a bad spot because one, it's very narrow, And 2, that's the bike lane. I'm not, believe me, Nabul, I'm not famous. Yeah, pretty. City Hall's right in front of us. Not listening, okay. You're not listening, Alice or Bruce, you're just watching. As we come off the bridge, still drizzling out here, very humid. Your mom was in the Empire State Building when it was hit by the plane. That was 1949. Wow. That's the reason why the original Twin Towers, they were designed to get hit by a plane, was because of that incident with the Empire State Building. This guy's great. He's yelling. He's yelling to keep everyone out of the bike lane. I love this guy.
People, this is the bike lane.
I tell you, those city bike bills are so inadequate. They're so inadequate. See, when I come up over the bridge, I do what the big YouTuber did. There was a member of the Philharmonic who rode over the bridge, and he was singing. So, and somebody's smoking a joint around here too. Wow, it's been a little bit of Amsterdam here. Keeping it clear. See, keeping it clear. I know.
Somebody's gonna get hit.
Somebody always gets hit. Somebody always gets. Oh, we're on YouTube right now, so just youtube.com/Dutchmaz. DUTCHMAZZ. One word.
All right, you going over there no?
What?
To the office.
I'll be going to the office a little bit later on. Yeah, we're 1 o'clock. Go to the website. Go to the website because the guy who's in there right now really can't help you. All right. All right. There you go. He's keeping everyone out of the bike lane. See, I'm in the pedestrian path. I'm in the pedestrian path. I'll be riding over this bridge at 1:30. Let's go see City Hall. I'll tell you some more funny stories about some of the buildings here. Now, City Hall is interesting, but the building behind City Hall is even more interesting. Let me tell you about the building behind City Hall. So, that guy does rock. He's there every day. He is there every day. He wasn't there yesterday because it was raining a lot yesterday, but I don't know what that guy does. Maybe I thought he was a bike messenger, but I don't think so. But as long as he keeps people out of the bike lane, that's awesome. See, even here behind City Hall is a bike lane. This takes you from Warren Street across to the bridge. So City Hall here is to my... they do allow the carts. Yes, they do. I know you love my stories, Abby. So this is City Hall. This is the back end of City Hall right here. When City Hall was completed in 1811, for the most part, the city was to the south of us. So when they first finished City Hall in 1811, the back of the building was completed in brownstone because they thought the city will never grow north of Chambers Street. Little do they know. You get in, you want to speak to the mayor? You want to see de Blasio? Hey, de Blasio! Open the gate over here! Now, this building right here, right behind City Hall, this is the Tweed Courthouse. Today, it is the headquarters of the Department of Education, right? It's the Department of Education today, right? Look at all the squirrels over here. Holy crap. The squirrels are like lunchtime, right? Lunchtime, right? Look at, ooh, the infamous black squirrel. We got a black squirrel now. That's the famous one right there. What's for lunch today? Chick-fil-A. Right, guys? Yeah, the Chick-fil-A. It was good. They got the big rat over there. They got the big rat over there. Look at, they're all coming. They all think, sorry, guys, I don't have any food. But you want to say hello? Want to say hello? How you doing? So this is the Swede Courthouse. It took 14 years to build the Brooklyn Bridge. It took 17 years to build this little courthouse here. When Boss Tweed began construction in 1861, he decided to get all his friends in on the job. I know, you buying lunch, that's all right. Exactly. Like lots of little friends. We have lots of little animal friends here today. But Boss Tweed got all his friends in on the job, so they totally fixed the prices. So if a window cost $100, no, it cost $300. If a door cost $40, no, it cost $150. In 1867, they paid a stonemason, and this is in 1867 money, they paid a stonemason $373,000 for 10 days of work. And back in 1867, he probably retired after that. But the New York Times found out about this, and they called out Boss Tweed on his thievery. So what they did was every day in the paper from 1871 for an entire month, they added a bright orange piece of paper to the daily newspaper. It was basically a price list of everything that the city paid for and the actual item's price. It was the boss's last stand. Somebody's trying to give me paper. He was then quickly arrested, sent up to Sing Sing in upstate New York. There you go. That lady threw me off. In upstate New York. And basically what happened was this old man of 76 years old breaks out of prison and he makes his way down to Florida. And like Denuncio, I don't know like Denuncio, no. But basically, he breaks out of prison, makes his way down to Key West, Florida, hops on a steamship to go down to Cuba. That does not work out. So he ends up going on a steamship out to Barcelona, Spain. Now, what ended up happening was that there was a great illustrator at the time. His name was Thomas Nash. And he used to do these amazing caricatures of all the members of local city government. And by far, Boss Tweed was his favorite subject to draw. So what he did was, basically these drawings, if you will, they went kind of viral. They went all around the world. So when Boss Tweed arrives in Barcelona, one of the dock workers actually recognizes Boss Tweed because of one of those cartoons. Very ballsy. He was an old man. He was 76 years old. He was on the run from the authorities for nearly 2 years until he was finally arrested by a dock worker in Spain. He was then quickly returned back here to New York, and then he was locked up for the rest of his life in the Ludlow Street prison. That's in the Lower East Side, a prison that Boss Tweed opened up himself as a New York State Senator in 1858. And then in the end, he had no friends, he had no family. All of his friends and his family, many of whom he made very rich, they all abandoned him. So he was a lonely, penniless old man. He did have friends in the end, and those are his fellow inmates in the prison. They found the old man quite fun to hang out with. He had plenty of stories to tell, and he did die in prison a few years later. But fat old man of 76 years of age breaking out of prison and then making his way down the East Coast, having affairs with women. And he was married, but he didn't care. He had affairs with women, drinking wine. So he had plenty of stories to tell to his fellow inmates. But the courthouse, named after him, forever in New York City, annals of history, if you will. That is the life. But check out Thomas Nash's drawings. Just look him up. And his cartoon caricatures are amazing. And they kind of explain all the thievery that was going on in the 1860s here in New York City. New York City politics in the 1860s was horribly corrupt. So, like, thanks to Boss Tweed, we don't get our subway until 1904. But to piss off Boss Tweed, we are now standing at Warren Street. There used to be a subway tunnel. It was called the pneumatic subway. It was powered by air. And there was a section of track that went from Murray Street to Warren Street right here. Just one block. And people rode it. It was a big attraction for a while. And it kind of pissed off Boss Tweed because here he was. He had a lot of investments in the omnibus industry and in the horse trolley industry. You're more than welcome. That's what I'm here for. But he did not want a subway built because he had investments in other forms of transportation. But it was a very opulently decorated subway line there, if you will. But now that's been incorporated into the R and W line here because the subway goes right underneath Broadway right here. It's called the Beecham subway. I do get self-service in the subway. I absolutely do get self-service in the subway. Absolutely. So I always check my Twitter there in the subway. Only in the stations, not in the tunnels. So sometimes you get it in the tunnel. For me, I have Verizon, so sometimes I get it in the tunnel. Anywhere south of 14th Street, I tend to hold the signal within the tunnel. But anywhere else, once we leave the station, I lose signal. Everyone loses service in the station. But now, let's walk back around. And let me show you another building of another favorite. Wow, 306 million. Look at this, people. 306 million for the Powerball. I gotta play me the lottery. Do I use the subway often? Well, how do you think I got here, Chris? I don't live, this is not my neighborhood. I don't live here. 3.7 million people every weekday, anyway, hop on the subway to go to work. 70% of all people who live in Brooklyn work in Manhattan. Brooklyn has a population of 2.7 million people. I'm one of those 2.7 million people who use the subway to go to work. I ride the subway at least 4 times a week. At least. The Woolworth building right here. Tallest building in the world in 1913. And the only building to be built using cash. In skyscraper history, it's the only building in skyscraper history to be paid for in cash for its construction. R.F. Woolworth did not want to take a mortgage out to build his building here. And he took out, it was a loan of something like $13.5 million. In today's money, that's $2.7 billion. It is becoming residences. The top half of it is anyway. The Woolworth Tower residences, to be exact. You can live at the very top in an apartment that they're all calling the Castle in the Sky. See those turrets at the very top? That's your balcony. You have a balcony on all 4 sides of the building there. You have river views, river to river views, and harbor views, and skyline views. It is a 6-bedroom triplex with 2.5 bathrooms, 2 kitchens, a marble swimming pool, and it could be all yours for $121 million. Nobody has bought it yet. So Susie May, if you want to buy it, pick it up. The Woolworth building, one of my favorite skyscrapers of all time. Let's go into City Hall Park because there is a crowd hanging out behind me who wants freebies. You got your money? Okay, yeah, get your Monopoly money ready, right? It's yours? Okay. Call up the Corcoran Group. They're the ones who are selling it. This fountain here has a really funny story because there used to be a post office, a large building here. There used to be a post office on the southern end here, what is today City Hall Park. Once they built the park here in the 1930s, early 1940s, we needed a fountain. So we took this fountain from the borough of the Bronx. So this fountain was originally placed in the Bronx, I believe in the 1890s or 1880s. And it was brought over here in the late 1930s. It was so hot the other day, I stuck my head in the fountain right here to cool off. And it saved me. And then right behind it, New York Globe building. That was the tallest building in the world in 1899. Today, that is apartments also, becoming apartments. All these are apartments over here. All these are apartments. Oh, we have another rally. Let's all be roommates. There's 6 bedrooms. There's enough bedrooms for all of us. We could all be roommates in the Woolworth building. There's 6 bedrooms and they're huge. That's The Fountainhead, great movie. Don't be like everyone else. Be your own person. Some more children. Oh, there's the same rally. There's the same rally for daycare. They've been out here for so long, all their signs are getting wet. Oh, City Hall. I remember back in the 90s when you were able to walk right past here and you could sit on the steps of City Hall. Not anymore. Not anymore. I did not cross over. I only went back. I went back to. I got to work, so I have a tour later on this afternoon. So we're in Manhattan, right? 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 Freak? Right? Right? Yeah, I can't cross over because I'm working. So I got a tour at 1:30. I think I have one person on my tour at 1:30. It's only 12:40. Wow, I got time to kill. I got time to kill. I've been doing this for 45 minutes already. All right. I guess we'll walk over to the... Yeah, no, it's all... You got to go through security now. You got to go through a metal detector to go behind City Hall now. Or to the steps of City Hall. You got to go through a metal detector and everything. So... But I remember back in the day, you could go sit on the steps and have lunch. I remember that so vividly when you could just come out here. But the park was not this nice. The park was nowhere near this nice. This is like this park has come a really long way. Great view of the Woolworth building from here. So the castle in the sky is the very, very, very top, where it's green at the very top. Oh, I didn't get your movie reference. Yeah, no, I did not get your movie reference. The Fountainhead, think about the Ayn Rand movie. All right. Be your own person, but don't be ruthless. Don't be ruthless like Ayn Rand. Oh, Wayne's World, okay. That was a Wayne's World reference? Okay. Gotta walk off this Chick-fil-A. That's what I gotta do right now. This is a lovely little display here. Barbara's building. Who's Barbara's? Who's Barbara and what is her building? This little display here shows all the different configurations this little plot of land has been under. Your original town commons. Good to see you, Jim. I'll see you later. Got the all different configurations. Can't really see it too good right now in the rain, but. Oh, okay. Hey. Hey, man. Play Stairway to Heaven, man. 'Cause she's right in the stairway to heaven. New York City, always under construction, never completes. We're always building stuff. Let's go see what's going on in the World Trade Center. Oh, Barbara Corcoran, that's right, yes. Yeah, she owns a lot of she owns a lot of property around here. The Corcoran Group owns a lot of property. I have a good friend of mine, he works for the Corcoran Group, so he got to get me. I got to go inside 432 Park Avenue thanks to my friend, thanks to the Corcoran Group. They had a great party up there for, it was supposed to be for real estate guys, but I was the tour guide sneaking in. They had a nice wine selection, but I could not take any pictures. We all had to surrender our cameras and our cell phones. Well, it's all, you got to build up, Abby. We have to build up. So there's not too much space left. Here's another movie reference. Most cities, oh yeah, exactly. Most cities always have construction going on. So we got this office building right here. And in this office building, this is where the trading floor was for the movie Wall Street. Remember Bud Fox and all of his gang of friends? This is the building where their trading office is right here. Exactly, they're building up or remodeling. All right here on Broadway. All right here. But yeah, if you ever watch the movie Wall Street, look out the windows and you will notice the view is looking to the north from right here. So, and that's the good Wall. I don't like the new Wall Street movie. I don't like the Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. I despise that movie. Across the street, St. Paul's Chapel, one of the oldest continuously used buildings here in New York City. This building was completed in the 1780s after the original one was pretty much burned down in 1776. And they're redoing the exterior of that building. They're redoing the Manhattan schist on that building. Let's take a little walk down Vesey here. Make our way over to the World Trade Center. Oh, sorry. Movie remakes are always terrible, absolutely. There's the World Trade Center. There's #1 World Trade Center. So truth be told, I don't like the building called Freedom Tower, because to me Freedom Tower sounds like Dumb Tower. So, #1 World Trade Center, official name of the World Trade Center. Oh, the back is over. Let's go into the back. Let me show you the bell. Let me show you the bell. I can show you guys the bell for all the viewers in the United Kingdom. Because you now got to go through security if you want to go into. I know Hollywood needs to have original ideas. So in order to go into St. Paul's Chapel, I have to go through security. But we could still walk here into the cemetery. This cemetery dates back to the 1740s. So British, think British era. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, Freedom Tower is just, I never liked that name. Yeah, they got the security. And this is not the cemetery that Alexander Hamilton is buried at. He's buried at Trinity Church, which is further down the way. I want to show you guys the bell, but there are people posing with it. Once I get out of there, I will show you the bell. It is humid out here, but here's the beautiful St. Paul's Chapel. Now all that rock, Manhattan schist, this is the bedrock of Manhattan Island. Also inside the church is a pillow. George Washington kneeled down on that pillow and prayed for the prosperity and safety of the new colony. And the pillow is still inside this church today. But now, let me show you the bell. Let me show you the bell. Isn't it a beautiful building? The Bell of Hope. Forged in adversity after September 11th, 2001. Absolutely, Susie May, come on out. To the greater glory of God and recognition of the enduring link between the city of London and New York. The Freedom Bell of Hope. Bell of Hope was placed here in 2002 on the first anniversary of September 11, 2001. It was created at England's renowned Whitechapel Foundry, which also cast the Liberty Bell and London's Big Ben. I did not know that. You see, something I know. I'm learning something. Even I'm learning something every day. I love this. I can't live anywhere else. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that it was made from the same foundry. Yes, this church did survive 9/11. This is literally was in the shadow of the North Tower. The North Tower was right over there. So when the North Tower collapsed, if you can imagine, I remember this being covered in dust, and there was paper. Besides paper here on the ground, there was paper up in the trees. I'll never forget coming down here and seeing it a few days after. It was pretty intense. Pretty intense. And I'm grateful that this church survived. Later on, the people who were cleaning out the World Trade Center, they came here to St. Paul's to have a little bit of a break, a little bit of a respite from working. They had food for them. They set up cots so people could take naps. You love seeing places you don't live near. Well, that's why I broadcast. This is why I broadcast. It's not about being #1 or all that stuff. It's about showing you guys the beautifulness that is New York City. To have experiences together through the power of the internet. It's an amazing time that we live in right now. And it's cool that I could show you guys this kind of stuff. Using something the size of a candy bar, I could show you guys my city. We got to cross Fulton Street here. Watch out for these guys here on the bikes. Come on, come on, come on. You got it? Okay, go. All right. Try not. I didn't want to mess with the cyclist momentum, but there were other people walking. Of course, this is the Oculus over here, also known as the Transit Hub. Number 3 World Trade Center is right here closest to us. We love going to Seattle. It's a beautiful city up there in Seattle. The tourists walking out in front of the traffic. There they go. Just walking out in front of the traffic. All right. Welcome to the World Trade Center. I'm amazed that I could still, like, when I see references like this, the old post office building right over here, I could still reference where the old Twin Towers, the whole structure was. Ah, awesome. I always wanted to go to the Space Needle. And I always wanted to ride the monorail in Seattle. One of those things I just wanted to do. Soon, one day. Hopefully everyone is behaving at Memorial Plaza right now. We'll walk into Memorial Plaza. And then after that, I'll make my way back to my office. Look at all the trees are out, nice. Yes, it was my dog, Indy. Yes, it was. Father Michael Judge. He was the first reported casualty, and he was on the, I believe they brought him into the sanctuary while everything was going on. But Father Michael Judge, the first official casualty of September 11, 2001. He was the FDNY chaplain. I know, I got actually, Susie May, I have a clock on my thing now, so I have a clock and everything, so thank you so much for the time check. Yeah, I gotta go back around 1 o'clock. The next tour is at 1:30. Well, let's have a quick reflection in here, a quick moment. And like I always say, while the new structures are beautiful, while the new complex is gorgeous, I will still like to have the old complex back. I would give anything to have the massive plaza and the massiveness that was the original Twin Towers back. Inspired by the Disneyland monorail. Wow, okay, cool. Of course, number 1 World Trade Center. Number 7 World Trade Center. This is the location for number 2 World Trade Center. This is the Transit Hub, also known as the Oculus. Number 3 World Trade Center, and behind it, number 4 World Trade Center. And of course, the entrance to the museum is right here. Now let's see if people are behaving. Always so many people in New York. Absolutely, 63 million people are visiting New York City this year. Yeah, I like the new buildings. So the new buildings here at the Twin Tower, at the World Trade Center, to me, it's kind of like the city of the future. The second King Kong, 1976, correct. 1976. Yeah, Albie, I know that feeling. So once you pass the trees here, the last little ring of trees here around the memorial voids, that is where the wall would have been for the Twin Towers. See, I don't understand that kind of picture right there. I still don't understand people who pose in front of it. It's like, you go to MoMA and they tell people not to pose in front of the paintings. I don't think people should pose in front of this. You could look at it, you could video it. The survivor tree. I'll show you the survivor tree right now. Somebody's birthday and or anniversary. I'll show you the survivor tree. If there's anything you want to pose and smile in front of, pose and smile in front of the survivor tree. Because a lot of people died here. 2,753 people died here on September 11th. We're still losing firemen to this day. Yeah, I mean, it happens all over the world. It happens in Berlin, and you know, when that artist did that photo of montage of everyone who poses in front of the Holocaust Memorial, I totally got it. When I came down here, it's a gorgeous memorial. Michael Arad designed this, and he chose falling water to reference the sound that the towers made when they collapsed. Exactly. Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's just really interesting how people behave in places like this. But right here in the middle of the shot, that's the survivor tree. There is our pear tree that survived the collapse of both Twin Towers. And it used to stand where number 3 is standing today. And the workers who were cleaning out the site noticed that the tree was still alive. So they rescued it from the debris and they nursed it back to health. So if there's anything you want to pose and smile in front of, pose and smile in front of the survivor tree. It's a living memorial to everyone we lost here. It's always beautiful. It sticks out. It always sticks out. All the other trees are white swamp oak trees. So it's kind of amazing that this one tree really just, it sticks out. We were here earlier when it was blooming. It was all white. It was gorgeous. Good to see you, early light. Good to see you, Dawn. But it's looking great today. Looking great on this rainy day. On this rainy day here in Lower Manhattan. There it is, all alone. Nobody by the tree now. You see, it's the only tree with a fence around it. So if you ever come out here, we're right by the South Tower. And it's the only fence, the only tree with a fence around it. Good to see you, Dawn. Taking a selfie. See, I don't understand the smile. I don't understand when people smile. That's what I don't understand. There's the South Tower. Good to see you, Dave. Let's slowly make my way back to the office. Well, you did not smile. Okay. I just found it to be an odd picture always. But yeah. We'll go out this way here. Off in the distance, that white dome, that is the Greek Orthodox Church, designed by Santiago Calatrava. They're still having an issue with the construction firm to build that church, unfortunately. So hopefully construction will resume very soon. But I gotta go back to work. Hopefully nobody shows up for the afternoon tour. I can just go home. I lived in New York my whole life, Chris. Born and raised. Born and raised. Lived here my whole life. As I now walk in the new Greenwich Street. Oh yeah, with a lot of meetings at the Twin Towers. He's in finance. There was always big meetings here at the old Twin Towers. I mean, I went to a high school party here. I was my senior year or my sophomore year, something next to my last year in high school. And we had a big reception at the Windows of the World restaurant. And it was in February. It was in the middle of a blizzard. And I will never forget it. Getting all the pavers ready, it looks like, here for the other side of the Oculus Plaza. All right, let's go back to the office. Hey, I hope everyone enjoyed this little walk around. Me too, Dave. I always love this for Survivor Tree. Survivor Tree is my favorite, if not my favorite, one of my favorite trees here in New York City. But there you have it, folks. I'm gonna have to retitle this Lower Manhattan walking tour because we did more than just the Brooklyn Bridge. How much for the Opus? I don't know what the Opus is. Are you talking about a song? How much for the observation deck? I will have a good ride. Thank you so much, Avi. Observation deck for number 1 World Trade Center is $32. Is that what you're asking? I would love to write an opus, but I'm not a good music. I'm not a good music writer. But ooh, that Chick-fil-A was good. I don't like your politics, but damn, you guys make a good chicken sandwich. You're more than welcome, Susie Mae. Never seen the Survivor Tree until now. Go to my replays. You can see it in bloom. It looks beautiful. Oh, awesome. From the 80s on Instagram. Awesome. Yeah. Transportation Center. Cost $4 billion to build. Good to see you, Nabul. Thanks for tuning on in. Thank you, everyone, for tuning on in. It's always fun showing you guys the beautiful sights that is New York City. But from Lower Manhattan, from the World Trade Center, this is Dutch Miles signing off. Have a fantastic New York day, whether you live here or not. I'll see you later. I'll see you later, Laurie. Smell you later. Hug your loved ones. Cherish the moment. And good afternoon, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye, folks.